And it's Friday, the 26th of October, 2018. I want to thank everybody for being here. Let's let these markets settle in just a little bit here. Okay? And let them go just a little bit. Let's look at Mullinox. And it's selling off a little bit here. SCG, Gold Corp, it's not really doing all that well. ABX. ABX is one of my favorite gold stocks. And watch for it to break. Watch for it to break this blue line, which is the 50-period moving average. AEP, over 74.50. Yeah, what's AEP over? Oh, it's a power company. It's not going to move that much. AEM. Newmont tends to move a lot. It's not one of my favorites. Watch for Newmont over 30 though. It has some room. Current high is 29.90 today. This looks a bit odd. Here we go. Short snap. Okay, Stalker, thank you very much. See if I actually did the import properly last night. I'm going to try it. I think I've got yesterday's earnings list. Yep, I do. Roper, ROP, it's a little expensive. NATI, NATI, let's watch that one. Here, 3 minute, 1 day 5. VIX is rising. Markets are dropping. Sorry, the S&P did a nice drop. So did the Dow. I still stand by what I said with ABX though. Barrick Gold, 1285 or so. Log me in, gapped up and giving it back. Roper, giving it back. Natty, we were looking at. It's actually doing fairly well, holding up. Problem is, right now, we need to probably wait for a little bit of a mini pullback on that one. And let's look at Snap. Wow, I can see why you're short there. Good job. see if Daddy will pull back to the 46 to 47 range. Deckers kind of smoking on off. Expedia, let's keep an eye on that puppy. Expedia got up to 128 in the after hours after reporting last night. Let's see if we could get some sort of reversal. It's actually pulling back into the 120s. I'd be interested above 124 or so. Way to go there, Stalker. Did you add any today after holding the shares from last night? Okay. All right. Some of these stocks are going to be have very, very wide bid-ask ranges. Some a lot less than others. Expedia, it's got a pretty wide range here. All right. I jumped in on some Expedia, 122.50, 53 actually. I'm down a little bit. Probably jumped the gun a fraction. Probably should have waited for 124. Mm-hmm. Deckers is going through the roof. Roper we looked at, it's pulling back. Natty, let's see if that puppy's pulling back or not. No, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, Valerie. That's the standard Thinkorswim um, chime. Maybe I should change it so you know that there's a difference. That's a good idea. Let me see if I can change the sounds so that you guys don't get fooled. I'll check with the tech support if I can't find anything later. Good idea. Log begins pulling back. Deckers looks like it might want to try to pull back. we're the markets themselves. They're absolutely. Thank you. Well done, Stalker. They're all over the place. Look at what we've done since the open. This is a 5 minute opening range. In the S&P from 2668 to 2656. All in the matter of, what, 11 minutes? I mean, I don't think I'd be trading that. I'm sitting on my hands waiting for a little bit of this stuff to settle down. Looks like the Dow just gave a short signal on the Unirenco 10 chart. I normally put on an 8, but we're so wild. It's really in the trading range. One of the ways of judging the trading range, my moving averages here, basically an 11 volume weighted moving average and a 20 period simple. And when they're together,
Order
we're
pending.
pretty much in chop. Yeah, I probably ought to do
Order
I'm not
canceled.
going to do that. NASDAQ looks like it's starting to recover a little bit here. And we're actually in kind of an upward bias there, so be careful. If you're looking there, it just went short. Flipped around. Well, that short in the Dow didn't last very long. That's why I canceled it all out. I'm in Expedia. Natty still going. Decker's starting to pull back a little bit. I'm in Expedia, but I'm underwater a little bit, 75 or so. I think we're kind of going back to yesterday's right here. We're somewhere a little bit below the 50 percentile on a pullback. Short flex under 750. Okay. Let's let the market settle. Now remember, we have a 10 o'clock reports consumer sentiment. If Expedia gets over 123, I'm probably going to add. Right now I only have 200 shares. All right, added. Now I have 400. So my ladder is going really, really slow. Okay, let's see, what's 1, 2, 3, it's 2. Get up to about 125 or so, I'll take some off the table here with Expedia. This is the overnight session. I'm looking for a retest of 128. I'm kind of watching these, but it's really not giving me any indication. Daily. I really don't have 127 to 128 on the daily chart and hourly chart. The hourly chart was playing around with 122, and we've got maybe a 124-ish hanging out there. Right. the markets themselves are just bouncing all over the place. They're not stable enough to be trading, to be honest with you. I'm still looking for us for any. You know, it is Friday. It's time to take money off the table if you've got profits. Eddie, log me in. I'm going to keep an eye on log me in. Tenneco. Watch for it to get over about 35.5. Right. Okay. And we got that Expedia over 123. Deckers is pulling back, so okay, keep an eye on that one. Decker, Expedia, Tenneco, Natty. Log me in. Now these are all for the long side. The short side, different story. Mr. Flex is gone a little bit already. I'd like to see something bounce, like Ellie. I'd like for it to bounce up to about 70 and then roll over. CERN, Snap. Watch Snap for maybe over about 625 if we're actually along to try to recover. Ryder, Weyerhaeuser, Boyd, no, MCO. Get a little bit of movement in Expedia. Mark it up to chart for us. Now the stochastics RSI's peg, but it can stay there. Oops. I'm going to try to be patient and see if I can get 124. The markets are going to, have to help me a little bit. Yeah, we're kind of grinding. We're all over the place. $123.50-ish. Nasdaq is pulling back here. You can see a short signal here, but that would be very aggressive. I wouldn't do that. Dow wouldn't do that, and the S&P has nothing, but it's pulling back. Okay. Warren. Yes, that's right. I didn't look at that one. I'm sorry. Yeah, the problem is it was a good short. It's a little extended now in my book. It's a little tough. You'd have to be a really, really nimble trader like you to do that. I'd have trouble. I need I need a lot of help on that. Expedia's not looking so great. Well, he barks at, let's see, the lawn guys, the mailman, leaves that blow down the street, you name it. Well, my Expedia is smacking me around the head. Just trying to be patient here in Expedia. Let it pull back. It was kind of painful at the time. Okay. Yeah, we got the Mexican jumping beans all over the place out there. I do have the yesterday's e-learning posted out to the Top Gun Trading um, Top Gun Trading. Let's see. Let's go to the videos. I don't want to be as a subscriber. Yeah. It's 1 hour and 38 minutes. Well, 137 long, and you can find that. Look at Twitter from yesterday. I can do that. Yepper. This is a 5-minute chart. Let's look at a 15-minute chart. It's probably going back up to 33. Yeah. And on the daily, back it off a little bit. The possibility, if we could get the markets to rebound a little bit, 35 to 36 is possible. Well, the trade of the day was Natty out of the box, but the problem is you had to be on it in the first 2 minutes. Log me in is not logging in very well. GDI, so you can see here it's going higher. Cabot Oil and Gas, amazing. FII. Roper's up, but it's down to the open. There's Expedia not helping me much. Deckers, still looking at that. Intel, let's see. Tenneco over 35 and a half. Oh, and there it was. It's probably a little spready here. So, yeah. I'm long some Tenneco at 35.69. Probably a bit late. Probably should have been 35 and a quarter to 35 and a half. Thanks for pointing out the Twitter there, Vern. Appreciate it. And it still was a pretty good day trading stock too. Let's see these others here. Deck is still not going. Oh, my Reggie's on there. Ten a.m. Thank you. Looking for consumer sentiment. My guess is the consumer sentiment's not bad. We'll have to see. All right. 5 minute opening range in Natty. Anything over 48, you're up almost to 40, almost $2. Even though I said you had to be in the first, out of the gate, it's not exactly true. Deck over 114. S&P heading south. All the markets are heading south, guys, gals. We broken out of the 5-minute opening range to the downside. You know. So much for thy thoughts on the consumer sentiment report, eh? They could have good numbers, and if the markets want to sell off, they're going to sell off. If you got bad numbers, they want to rise and rally, they're going to rally. Did you ride that one down? Oh gosh, there we go here. That's what's wrong with this template load. No indicators. Now that'll look a little better. Ah, now you can actually read it. Is this a continuation pattern developing here? Awfully low down for that to happen, though. But it worked. Overextended to the downside at a short-term basis. Dow coming up on S1. I'm not getting any LTA. Let me. Okay, let's do an exit. We're getting it working. I got to turn it on every day, I guess. Still learning how to work it. Deck failed with the sell-off in the markets. Natty might have had most of its run done. Twitter's pulling back there, Vern. Log me in's going. Yep, Twitter is falling. And I gotta watch that Tenneco. Good thing I got out of Expedia when I did. Trying to let Tenneco rotate here. Markets are not really helping. That right there is not necessarily a great pattern. Yep, off the consumer sentiment. Well, the reaction to it is it's not about numbers. It's about the reaction to a number. So whether it's let's just think about it. Is it, you know, is it about the earnings or is it the reactionary? A lot of it's about expectations. See, my expectations were a little bit better. I don't know the numbers. I don't really care. I'm just looking at the charts. The charts are telling me they didn't like it. But then again, the guys are so fickle that it could be they don't like anything. Well done there, Lowell. Yeah. Put some sawdust on the floor. I lost $135 in that Expedia trade. It might come back. All right, Tenneco up to 36.19. And pulled right back. All right, took the first 100 off on Tenneco. Set the stop to break even on the back half. Only had 200. With the rally in the market a little bit, maybe it'll help. As long as the markets just don't continue to crush lower. Let's see what Expedia's doing again. Let's look at Deckers, still going lower. And we're trying to bottom a little bit. It's really 124. And Natty's just holding up near the top. And that Tenneco's dealing with 36. Let's look at CERN. GVA. Well, I'm doing this. I'm looking at the scanner here and look at numbers that are moving with multiples greater than 5. A lot of them are just coming up off the bottom, like NOV. Ten hit 36 and now is pulling back. Not having a great day here on Friday. First, all right, looks like the Dow has coming up on a breakout level around 21. I'd like to see a zigzag here, but it may not give it to me. We had some pretty good winners in the day trades up until today. Today's just, maybe it's the markets, maybe it's Friday, maybe it's me. I have no idea. National Oil Well Varco. And the market's pulling right back. It's just bleh, all over the place. If you don't have to trade, it might be a good idea not to trade today. Really. And another thing is that rallies today would probably be shortable. Look to the short side on major rallies. Let's see if the Tenneco could get going here. I'm basically trying to give it the T line, but under 35.50. That'd actually be a loss on the average price of that's 35.66. Remember, I was supposed to have been in probably closer to 25. Dow short signal, but it's in chop, so you forget that one. Notice that the scanner here is slowed down markedly. MMSI? I haven't heard of that puppy at all. Merit Medical. It's a small stock. All right. I'm not sure I'd go after that. Tenneco's trying to come back. 15-minute looks okay. It's this time of day that on these stocks that I'm looking at, I should probably be thinking about more like a 15-minute chart to see if they do any pullback J hooks like NOV, PSX, things that have pulled back. Maybe still look at Expedia on a 5-minute because of the volatility today. Let's look at still above 124 for Expedia. Biomarin. What's it doing? Wow, it came up off the bottom, didn't it? It's back to flat. CBH. All right, for those who are out there, exercise your right to vote. We're coming up on election day. If you're early voting, do your research, vote for and support your local sheriff type of thing. I don't care which side of the fence you're on. And if you don't vote, I don't want to hear any crap about you don't like who got elected. Okay, Tenneco needs to break 36 and a quarter right here, or I'm going to be gone. Oh, my wife, she's an owns her own insurance agency. It's Medicare open enrollment. She's getting lots of people complaining about stuff. First of all, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Now we're going to push the markets. And second of all, she said, "Well, did you vote?" And the answer is, "Well, no, I haven't voted in years." She wants to choke him. Reach over the desk and shake him and say, "Well, then stop complaining if you haven't voted." Oh, some people, especially old people, you know. Well, that was kind of a short covering rally, but it didn't have any follow through, did it? Well, let's try to give this Tenneco some. All right. All right, I took Tenneco off the table. I'm done. It looks like it's starting to roll over. Rick wants to talk to me. I'll be right back with you. Are there long minutes? Or is this a New York minute?
It's a New York minute.
What's up?
I was thinking about this, and there is no harm that I see of. I mean, we're going to be predominantly day trading, but there's no harm in doing some future something in there.
Okay.
We're just not going to advertise that necessarily. I mean, there may be an email or two, or something, but I don't see any reason why you can't be a little bit on that future side as well when the time is appropriate.
Right.
Things like
That's
that.
usually when there's nothing on the. For me, there's no earnings and stuff like that. No stocks.
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, I think if just keep it so that it's the lion's share is day trading stocks, but I mean if there was some future stuff, I don't know that would be a bad thing.
Well, today has been a really bad day. I mean,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and even the futures. I've told people that unless you really need to trade, take the
Right.
batteries out of your mouse and hide them because it's just all over the place. You've got to be extra nimble.
Yeah.
So
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 anyway, I'm just keep that in mind
What
when you're because
what sparked
because
that thought?
just I don't know. I was looking at because I've got the room up and I'm looking at it, and that doesn't look like any stock I've ever seen. But maybe that's a futures chart. I don't know.
Well, three of them are. That's the.
Oh, I only see one.
You only see one.
Yeah, let me do something for myself.
Oh.
Oh no, I see a bunch. One thing that here's something you should do is when you make sure you go up to the boxes at the top, the inside and the outside box,
Oh, okay.
and click on the inside box, and it'll say change to fit for me, only me, or for all, and you should change it to all.
Ah, okay. I usually do it for me because if people configure it and I screw up their configuration, I didn't want to necessarily do that.
I would do it for all. I do it for all every morning when I start up.
Okay.
I change everybody's. That way they see my screen.
Gotcha.
Now, later in the day or something like that. Now, if you switch to one screen, you might want to ask people if they're seeing the screen. I, for one, was only seeing one screen, and I just changed it, and I see 6 now.
Right.
So that's just a little. I didn't realize that. So there's a little tidbit we just learned.
And then you can zoom in on each of those as well, right? When I I say like right here when
well,
Striker,
you can.
I zoom in on it, I just pop it open, and then I've
Well,
got a
you
bigger
see
chart.
different things. you see different things than everyone else.
Well, I've got the preview copy over to the left, if that's what you want to call it.
Oh, okay.
So I monitor what they see, so I make sure that I've got it.
Well, just make sure they know that.
I covered it in the.
Okay, I'm just saying all morning long I've looked at one chart. I'm just saying, cover it with them so they know. That's all.
Stupid shit.
Handle it how you want, but I'm just telling you what I saw.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and so anyway, like I said, if you want to talk a little bit about futures, that's fine. There's no reason why we can't. I mean, maybe do a little bit there, and that might keep some people. That might bring more people in. I don't know.
Right. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm still have my water wings on.
Yeah. It's working fine though.
Okay.
So anyway, this is something to think about.
Yeah, today was. I had a loser in Expedia and a small winner in Tenneco, but
Okay.
it is what it is.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, take care.
Thanks.
Bye. Okay, back, folks. We're just not really getting a whole lot here. I'm going to do a poll here. Let me. Let's see. Come on. Oh, I will ask one question. You guys are seeing basically 3 sets of charts across the top, 2 charts, and then the 2 scanner items across the bottom. So you're seeing basically a 3x3. Is that correct? Rick told me he couldn't see. He was zoomed in, and he said, "I can only see one chart. What's up?" Yeah, there are no titles. The problem is an incompatibility between the. Okay, therein lies the rub. Okay, I'll have to put the titles back in. Okay, that's what you're supposed to see. Okay, great. I'll put the titles back in. I had to take. There's an incompatibility between the Omnovia projector and my NinjaTrader, and they worked on it for a couple of weeks. One guy tried to tell me I needed to change out my graphics card. Well, I resisted for the longest time. Bought a used one, swapped it out. It didn't fix it. I didn't think it would. It has something to do, right? ES in upper left, but you can't see that, can you, Art? You just happen to know that based upon the price. I'll put the labels back up, okay? And what I'll do right here is what I do, and see you can't see the pop up here, indicators. Oh, there's a Buddy Bark chart identifier. Nope, I don't want it in the middle. Upper left. And I don't want it to be huge. I want it to be blue. Now I need to make sure that I get the identifier. Okay, Take the label off. All right, does that help at all? You can now see the fact that it's the E-minis. Yeah, we normally get a 10:30 to 11 o'clock. Now, today has been really odd. I think Google's miss last night put a real damper on the markets. It was already susceptible, I guess. And let's look at this run to the south. Man, I missed it. I missed the whole thing. Whatever. Yeah, Amazon too. I saw that. Sorry. Expedia. I'm basically a little underwater on two trades. I didn't take enough in Tenneco and took too much in Expedia, so I'm down about 150 bucks total. It's really bad. Next resistance, wowza. Okay, 45.88. Let's look at VXX then. VXX might be an easier trade, to be honest with you. Still whopping all over the place though, guys and gals. Yeah, 41.20 here in the VXX. Oh, let me zoom in here. See how this 41.20, we're at pre-market highs, and we're up here for the second time today. Let me put this over here. I'm going to put the VIX over here on the side. Put it on a 3-minute. There's a... Yeah. That'll probably work. Mr. Natty. Sitting here scanning through LPLA. I think it was not looking. Whoops. Let's look at HIG from short side. A little perspective. You see how HIG did his 5-minute opening range and did a rally about to the 50 percentile? If we flip this over, and I'm going to turn it upside down, you can do that inside. Inside Thinkorswim. Did that not look like a bullish chart? The bull, kind of a flag pullback. That was a bear flag then. And basically, it's almost like it takes a move down, does a rally, and it goes back down and retests the bottom. Now, from now on out, I don't necessarily have an idea of where it's going to go. Not really. Patty made another 5-minute new high. Wow. Okay. I'm going to have to see multiple highs. Mohawk, it's the yeah, it's trash. Sure glad I took Tenneco off. See how Expedia is doing on a bounce, maybe. No, it's sick. See, deck we were looking at earlier. Deck's bouncing back. Now the problem is my stochastics RSI that you don't see are coming up from the bottom, so near the top, but it can stay there. Now the play on, see, this was an awfully deep retracement. I'm not sure I could have played this one at all, even though it worked on the bounce. I'm not sure I could have played it. BXX still going. See if it gets over 4120 as the markets are going, making another, trying to possibly make another leg down. All right. Right. And you don't want to overpay it. You're absolutely right. That's the problem with trying to day trade the options. You got a middleman in there that's going to pump a lot of premium into it, and you're going to have to get it to go extra in your favor, really. So that's day trading options is difficult. Let's say you can do it. But you have to be very careful not to overpay. Yeah. And I don't really care that I maximize the profits, but I don't want to maximize my losses. I need to step away for just 1 second. You go. Out you go. No, Muffin. If you come in there, you gotta be quiet. Elo is quiet. You're not quiet. You stay there. Good girl, Elo. You're a good girl. Ellie? Yeah, I was looking at Ellie earlier. Yeah, it looked like Decker gave it back. All right, and this, yeah, short setup on at 64. It bounced a little bit, and now it's rolling over. Now the stochastics RSI for me is a little extended, so you have to be very nimble. Maybe it gets to 62. I don't know. You haven't tried. You got drilled at 0.48. $64.50. Oh, you posted it a long time ago. Sorry. Yep, and I see the 64.50. But yeah, gotta be nimble. All right. Another thing that you guys can do when you're following along with the futures here, look at something like DXD. Here's the Dow, and there's DXD. If we're looking at the Russell, which we're not, but TZA. Now, TZA is one that might be a little easier for people that are just getting into the day trading, because let's go to a 3-minute. Because it doesn't move as much because of the price. The other problem, yeah, it is. All the markets are kind of going south. What you can do is you can. You're probably not going to make a ton unless you buy a whole bunch of whole bunch of shares, but you can at least get used to the day trading in it and not necessarily lose your shirt. It's a good way to cut your teeth on day trading if you don't want to do futures or anything like that. And very, very liquid. Let's see. I call it the squid, but it's QID. It also has, it moves a little bit faster because it's based upon the NASDAQ 100. It is 40 some odd dollars versus 15. But it'll move and you can make some money on it. Short STX. That's a good setup. Absolutely. The only potential issue would be that stochastics is oversold on this one, telling me we're more at the bottom, but price is everything. Under 38 and a quarter, it'll give up the ghost. It'll give up at least 25 cents. What kind of target you looking for there, Stalker? I'm short with you, 200 shares. There's 22. My first target would be 38. We're all over the place. Biomarin. 38.15. Thank you, Stalker. We'll have to get this, give this a little bit of room. And moving averages are starting to roll over. Not a very, very fast mover. This is good. This will be a good one to break your teeth, cut your teeth in. You're covered two-thirds of LE. Great. All right, I covered half of my Seagate STX. Now I'm just going to try to watch and see if it could go. I think we're going to possibly bounce here at 31. Sorry, 38. It's got a kind of a volume of price. It is a nice round number. Now we'll get a reaction, and if it goes lower, I think 75, 37.75 be in the cards. Otherwise, it bounces all the way back up to 25. Well done, Stalker. All right, now looking for it to possibly go back through the 38 level. But it looks like it's not going to do that. I needed to be in at 48 like you. A little late here. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Sorry. So here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a 3-minute chart, and I'm watching this key level here around 38, and you're looking at the volume and price levels here, and that works mainly for very, very liquid stocks. If it doesn't break through 38 and it gets a good bounce above 25, I need to be out. And I'm in at 38.30. I was late. Stalker had the right idea here around the 50 level. Okay. And this is kind of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the bracket and then the time and sales. I could put it on there or not. I mean, it doesn't really matter. The bid and ask or the matrix is there. And I'll pull it off to the side. I do have, let's see, 38.02, but it can't get below it right now. Okay. They're arm wrestling at 38 in this Seagate. And whoops, that's the wrong one. I grabbed the wrong one. All right, there's a Seagate chart, and it's starting to bounce. So I'm going to get the heck out of there. Nice trade. I'm flat. I only did 200 shares, and I made all of $41, but I was in very, very late. I was in at 30 instead of 50, and I should have probably traded 400 shares instead of 200. All right, thanks, Stalker. Really tough day for me. Really rough day. All right, we're looking at 10:55 coming up on 11 o'clock. We still have not had a big push from 10:30 to 11, so I'm still looking for one big push, up or down. NASDAQ gave a little bit of a buy signal there. All right, Natty's doing a pullback. VIX is doing a pullback. We're getting a little bit of a rally in the market. NR. No. And it's just basically a rally into. Oh, it did. Okay, I didn't have the intestinal fortitude there. I've got a lot of stuff going on here. Yep, it did make it. Cool. Now the next level is what? Okay, let's change that to time frame. All right, coming up on 75 there, Stalker. Let's look here at a 5. What kind of target you got on STX, sir, ma'am? Target 3670. No, that's not that one. Hey, Lowell. 170 floor pivot S2. Okay. We hit 75-ish, get that area in Seagate. Did a heck of a bounce. Okay, for those who were here yesterday, remember what I talked about a retest of the highs? Tenneco did an awfully deep retracement, but once it got over 35.50, I expected it to get to 36, really to the high of the day, of the body. And it did. And that's one of the things that you could, that's kind of a pattern that you can play, where they get this overly enthusiastic spurt of buying, then it pulls back, and then the pros take over, and it either rises or it just craps out. In this case, it went back up and retested the high. From there, again, I said I didn't really know. A little bit of a rally going on in the S&P. Really not going to be a believer unless we get over 34. NASDAQ, when it got over these levels here, these are basically swing levels, automatically drawn by the computer. It is getting a bit busy, especially with me zoomed in so tightly, so I do apologize for that. But when I zoom out, when you break these levels, especially when we've been going down before, this level right at here, about 65, it was ripe for a little bit of a rally. Now, the next area up would be about 67.81, above that old S1, but FTV, yeah, let's see what FTV's doing. Fire TV? No. It's just, no. Dead cat bounce.
Order filled.
Right. May be stupid, but I went long. Went along one contract of the Dow. I'm going to need for it to kind of march on up for me. 24,500 is going to be a big area.
Order filled.
Okay. Whoops. Filled at 0.95. Okay, but that does presuppose, Art, that we know what the strike price is and the time. I'd be a smart ass. Okay, thank you for telling us so. You were filled in your puts. I believe that 500, that number is going to be a key level here, 495 or so. Just under 500. Market's going to pull back. PSX pulled back up. RMD. Cerner. Probably wouldn't be a nah. Jack over 114 goes to 116.
Order filled.
Let's see what we can do here. Mr. Dowsey Rousey.
Order filled.
All right, scalped another 22 ticks. The Dow. Sorry, I have an opportunity. What I do is I was watching here on this 24,500, a nice round number. And once it came back up here, I have the counterpunch trader system, which I can talk to you guys about if you're really interested at all. And I said, you know what? I think it's going to break through. It's giving me every indication with the trend and the momentum indicators that I have on the side. Well, I just show you the whole damn chart. All right. Okay. And what it is, I saw right here, and I said, you know what? Second time up here around 90, I think it might break. It might go up to about 24. And sure enough, I just put one contract on, and it worked for me. But I basically scalped it. And that was the whole idea. It was a scalp, and it wasn't trying to get anything more, not trying to be too greedy. Now, is it going to go higher? Possibly. what could you have done if you're not a futures person and the like? Well, let's take ourselves over to hold on, gotta get to the right chart. I'm trying to organize this just a little bit so you can see. All right, here we go. If you thought this was going to rally a little bit, let me take it into a 3 minute. All right, you could take, well, that's not the diamonds. You could take the diamonds. You could say, okay, well, I'm going to do that. Well, that's $245 stock. Maybe that's not a good idea. What if? Well, let's leave it at that. For those who are trying to trade, yeah, this is a scalp mode. You would really have to get into some sort of a trend mode. Let's see, style. Wait a minute. Right now, it's trying to break the downtrend. Let me back it up a little bit. I have my 3, my 8, and my 17. Whoops. I was trying to draw the little cross through it. 17 exponential moving averages. And these help me draw and visualize the trend. Okay, and as we broke through that, maybe about 245, you could have scalped about 50 cents. Now, it's not a lot in percentage terms, but heck, you're not going to give it to zero. So the stop would have been probably below the candle that brought you in. Let's look here. Let's look at that 1 minute chart and I'll zoom in a little bit. All right. Now let's look at downtrend. Downtrend, downtrend. We broke the downtrend again right at about 245. You could have gone long above 245 looking for 245 half or where it changed. Well, you got the little shooting star symbol right there, and it rolled off. It told you it was done. You can notice there's a doji. Now let's do this again. Standard hey, well done, stalker. Let's go over here. All right, where along this way would you be able to do a counter trend trade, or where and along this way would we actually be able to get short? Well, let's go back off to the left a little bit. All right, we're talking about, here's 9:30. Then we kind of went sideways for about the first half hour. We really didn't move significantly. Now these are this is a wide range from about just under 248 to about 247. So you're talking about 75 cents. Okay. Then it broke below that. Remember with the 10 o'clock time? We broke below the congestion period. Remember when I talked about a poop out of the box, the drop out of the box. Well, it dropped out of the box. Let me go red. Below this level right in here. You could go short with that kind of stop. 50-cent stop. What are you going to need? You're going to need $1. 247 to 246. What did it get to? 246. Where did it tried at that round number. It went flat again and then it broke down again for another, not quite $1, probably 75 cents. So more than likely this was a measured move there, 75 cents ish, and that was a measured move based off of the consolidation pattern there and a little mini consolidation or pause right there. All right, so where else could we have looked for trades? Right here, counter trend trade, because the moving averages are pointing down, the trend is down. Thanks for keeping us updated today, Stocker. Most appreciated. We really didn't get any kind of upward movement until we got here about 10:20. Now, we have yet another gap in here. A data gap at toss. I can almost guarantee you that that did not have a pause of trading for that long. Now, you notice here you've got my stochastics RSI here at the bottom. Sorry, let me go back over here. I can tell you, all right, I'm a firm believer in my stochastics RSI and their settings. As we did the break down here, what did we do? We had the rollover. I don't like that color. It doesn't stand out enough. Okay. Broke down there. All right, from here, if I go down there and look, that's kind of a topping, and it crossed. If you want to wait for the cross, I don't. As I see that it's toppy and it's rolling over, I start thinking about, is there any opportunity to go short, or if I'm long, to sell? As it's at the bottoms here, I'm looking for longs. Well, do I want a long in here? Nah, it's too flat to the consolidation. And I got stochastics RSI kind of bottomed out right a bit here, but it was a little early and premature. The 1 minute is pretty tight, and what it did is it went down here and broke through a little bit, get those last little bit of people short, and then try to run them out. Now it only went from 245 half to 246. It only ran 50 cents. And there was a counter trend trade. Personally, I'm not going to try to do counter trend trades. I want the wind at my back. So I'm going to start looking for either a change in trend. This is a 1 minute trend, not really good. Or what I want to do is I want to look for toppy patterns, and this is a reversal top pattern with stochastics RSI confirmation. Number one is price. Price is king. And when this thing did a move up, pull back, and now I'm looking at that consolidation, it is right around a half number, 246.50. Now I'm going to be looking for something to go short with the first target retesting here about 246, and then may be lower. And sure enough, that's what it did. We didn't know that at the time. And let's just kind of, another thing that I will do is I will replay the day. Let's move ourselves over. All right, we're replaying the day as we got here. And let's step ourselves through. No trade here. No trade here. We got the 10 o'clock report. It went negative. We should think about either a break of this 247-ish, or let's just call it now. That's 246.62 or so, which kind of jives up with these lows over here. Okay. Cancel. Let's get that one deleted. All right, this 2466, 246.60, I guess. All right, now where will our stop be? Our stop rate has got to be probably up here at a 247 to 247 half. A lot of people will say, well, Steve, why don't you use it all the way up here? I talked about this in the members e-learning. Do I need to let a stock or symbol reverse all the way back to well above where I got to it to realize that I'm wrong, that it's not going to work? I probably need it to get somewhere above this 247. So I'm risking at this point right here somewhere around 247 and a quarter. So I'm probably risking about 60 to 75 cents. All right, what targets would I have? 246, 245 half, and 245. Every 50-cent increments there. All right, now let's just step ourselves through it. I can do this live, or I can do it Memorex. There's 246. We would be up 1 to 1 on the risk. If we risked 70 cents or so, we'd be up about 60 to 70 cents. Now, where the stop was before might have been 247 and a quarter. We now can lower the stop. We could now think about where is it are we going to try to take any profits. Look at my stochastics RSI starting to bottom. Do I want to take some off the table here? If I've only got 100, can I take 50? You can. The whole idea here to learn early on is learn the process, learn how to, don't focus on profits. Don't focus on making money, because after commissions you probably won't. Now that kind of brings up the question, there's a trading error that will allow you to trade $16 a month, unlimited numbers of shares. You can trade whatever you want. Sounds like a good deal to me. I'm going to investigate it some more. All right, and we go here. We're 246. We got a doji. Stochastics at the bottom. What am I thinking? I'm thinking about taking half off the table, whatever that is. And like I said, if I have basically prepaid commissions, it doesn't matter. I don't have to consider that at all. And then it kind of rose a little bit. That definitely is telling me that this move is starting to get a little old. Now, could it go lower like STX did? Sure. I only took half off the table. And I removed the stop to basically break even. And sure enough, now it gets to 245 and a half. Now, stochastics telling me, be careful. All that is a warning sign. It's not telling me that I need to buy or sell. What it's doing, it's telling me to be careful. but I'm going to watch price. Now I'm probably going to put in a really tight stop. Probably 246. Bring it into 50 cents. Now I've got a green doji. It's a little bit dicey here, but it resolved to the downside still. Even though the stochastic RSI is pointing up, price is going down, which is important to us. Price, most important. But we're getting extended, and now it's coming back up. Eventually, this is going to have to rally to some degree. And the stochastics proves out that it's going to rise, even though for the first three candles, stochastics was pointing up. We're getting a little rally in the markets here, especially NAS. A little mini breakout in NASDAQ over 68.30. So the Qs are probably doing okay. And here's the rally. Do I want to go long this one? No. What I'm doing is I've taken reversion to the mean rallies as opportunities to sell. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about the inverse, DXD. All right. And where were we looking at? All right. And we're looking at 1025. And this is the rally. So this is the opposite. So we've got our stochastics coming off the bottom. We have a bullish candle. We still have a downtrend here. You have a choice. Do you want to make it break above 33 or do you want to wait? That's really what you have to decide. The aggressive trader, by going long over 32.75, 32.80, can have a really tight stop of only about 20 cents. That can be good. That can be bad. The good part is you have a very tight stop. The bad part is that tight stops could be taken out. Where do we think it's going to rally? Well, what I like to do is I want it to do higher highs, higher lows. So is this a higher high and a higher low here? Probably not in my book. So I want to be patient. Now, could we have gone long over this area right in here? Possibly, but where's the stop? Well, the stop's probably a long ways down, so I'm going to wait. Be patient, young man. Be patient. All right, it got up to 33. If we were long here, we're going to need to at least take some off the table. I'm looking for that pullback for a higher low, because we already got our higher highs. And there's a higher low, and even this is a red candle. I don't care. Now, do I want to go long over 33 with a stop under 32.90? That's only 10 or 15 cents. That's not bad. Okay, you're long. Stochastics RSI is confirming it somewhat. We're stop. Let's go down here. That's 32.89 area. And remember, we had a, let's just call it, we have a, sorry. We had a 10 to 15 cent stop. All right. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for double that. I'm only looking for a 20 cent to 30 cent gain. Hey, Stalker. Thanks. Okay, so what am I really looking at from 33? I'm looking for 32.20 to 33.30. All right. Let's take this over. There's 12. There's 20. There's 25, and I've got a doji. And I've got stochastics up near the top. Probably time to take half off the table if you had 200 or 300 shares. Now we had a flat, and then okay, this is the data that's missing. There's no way that didn't trade in that period of time. I just don't see that happening. So where would the stop have been? Probably 33.18 if you took a bit off table. At worst, it's 33.12-ish, 33.10. So you still got money made on the back half. And that's how I like to try to trade these puppies. And let's continue going and see what we got here. I'm going to take this off the... Whoops. I want to delete that. I want to delete that. And I'll leave that there because I'll use it later. Oh! Boo! Boo! I want the pound to go lower. Nice bullish engulfing candle here. You see, you could use all the standard candlestick patterns here. Stochastics a little bit on the overbought side, but I'll just use that as a warning symbol. All right, we got 33.30, so if you rode this out, the second half you got up there. What are we looking for now? Probably looking for 50 to 60. Well, there's 30, and we got a doji. We got to 35. We still got another doji, and the stochastics are saying, hello, look at me down here. I'm getting overbought. I'm rolling over. Probably time to exit stage right. And let's see what happens. Are we going to get any more buy signals? Well, that's on a 1 minute chart. I could take this to a 2 minute chart. Let's take it back to where we did before. Let's actually not cheat. There's the 33 level. All right. This level here, 33 to 33.10. It poked its head up there a couple of times. Then we get our breakout. Then we get the final thrust. It rolls over. There's 1106. All right. And let's just step ourselves through it. Now, what I'm going to do hopefully some people here find that useful, and I'm going to tell you what I like to do in Telechart 2000. Now, I have real-time quotes. In version 12.6. There's diamonds. Let's look at DXD. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. and I'm going to use the left and right brackets to step myself through. All right. And I use the right bracket right above the enter key and step myself through and try to look at the patterns and tell myself, should I be trading this puppy? And if so, which direction? You should be out by now. Now, at some point, it's done. Now, that's where we had a data glitch right in here, because that shows 11:30 and that shows 11:32, 2 minutes. I suspect that here, these were gaps. They didn't have their feed. It's BATS data, so it's not true real time. Okay. So even you can see here in a 5 minute, I'm going to tell you the Dow now is in rally mode, and there it was. Qs. If I'm going to try to trade options, I'm going to have to find 5 and 15 minute trends. So if I'm going to trade Qs options to try to day trade this, let me go to a 5 minute chart. All right, and let's go to Qs. All right, now this is all pre-market, and this is all in the regular trading hours. We had a spurt upwards, then a move down, and then a reversal. If we were saying that we wanted to trade a potential upward bias trend, let's just say now, because, well, I can't do it now, but let's look at the Analyze tab. Which options am I going to be looking at? I'm not going to go and do my standard where I'm going to hold it for a swing trade of 45 days or so. I'm going to be looking in at some of the weeklies, 7 to 14 days. I don't want anything that expires today, because I want to be able to sell this puppy to somebody who thinks it's going to go a little bit higher. So let's look at a week. And you want somewhere around the current price. And this would be 5 over 515, and you put the buy in somewhere in the middle. Now, based on the chart, do we really think that this is a buy here? No, it was probably a buy when it hit 240. That's DIA. It was probably a buy when it got over about 165 or so. All right? And it's moving up. Now it's pulling back. The target was about 167. You can see that on a 5 minute chart. You're trying to play the trends. Now, what I'm going to do then, I'll see if I can get this in replay mode. But there's the uptrend. There's the downtrend. Here's a conversion from an up to a downtrend. Let's get a different color, Steve. That was up. That was down with a bounce. We're talking about zigzag. There's your zigzag. From here to basically looking at 164. And that's why you would want to look at options. Okay, if we want to go short this puppy, we can either sell the options, or over here on the other side, sell the put. We're currently at 166.60. Let's say 5. Buy that. All right, we're filled. And what we're doing now is we're going to go back. Get out of the way, you turkey. I want to go to trade. Okay, and then what I want to do before I do that, I want to copy it over. I want to do copy that. Trade. Now you've got a big spread here. And I'll be bouncing back and forth between the Qs and the option. Now we'll look back at the bottom. I can tell where it is and whether I've made or lost any money. I'm getting a rally here. We would have probably should have sold up here a little higher, but no big deal. And with options, I can kind of let it go a little bit. You know, I'm back down 30. I'm down $30 already. I'm trying to show you the process more than trying to make money. Now, where my stop going to be? Going to be somewhere near the top of this run to the top of the day. How much can I stand the heat on? Now, right now, we have not broken the downtrend. $166.25, basically. You got to give it room. NASDAQ futures are coming down. See, I could also use the futures to tell me that I can look at that. And that tells me whether I should be going short by using the options. All right. And we're in a little bit of a rally mode here. And down here at the bottom tells me whether I'm, what the position is. All right. Anybody have any questions on how one would, the process by which I would use options to trade the markets? I'm going to watch either the Qs or the futures and trade off of that instrument using an option. And it's at or near the money so that it really costs very little for us. All right. Now, if I could get a move back down to the 165.5 level, I'll be happy. All right. Any questions? All right. We're looking at 11:45. I'm going to tell you the little secret that I've got. It's not really a secret, but it's what I do. Friday afternoons are not for trading. Friday afternoons are for honey-do lists, golfing, pleasure. From my perspective, I did a journal entry for religiously for 18 months. And I found out what days and what times of the days I made money and those that I predominantly lost money. Friday was usually a really, really rough day for me. And Friday afternoons were horrific days. So what did I do? Well, initially I tried to change it and tried to get better at it. Then I finally decided another option is to just quit trading on Friday afternoon. So I did. And I don't trade on Friday afternoons. I make all of my appointments for doctors and stuff like that for Friday afternoon. Then I can't be tempted to trade. So the whole idea is do a journal, find out those things that you, days and times that you're not all that good at or not conducive to trading. Yeah, well, afternoons in Florida in the summer are brutal, so. All right, we're getting a sell-off in the markets. We're now back up to profitability. All right, let's look at this trade here. We took one off the table there. I don't even know how much it is. I was just doing it based upon the chart. All right, cool. And we got our bounce here, which is at 166 and a quarter. That's why I took the money. Let's see if it does anything for us or to us. So all day I just monitor it. Oh, stochastics RSI confirming a little bit of a bounce here. This could be a little intraday J hook. You know, that could have been a silly place to short the markets today, but I'm just basically showing you the process by which I did it. All right, I'm gonna quit for the day for me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and leave up my charts now. I'm gonna leave up the VIX, VXX. Is there any overriding chart that someone's in or looking to trade this afternoon that you could put into this chart right here? I'm going to leave the 3 futures up and the scanner, but I'm not going to be here. What should we put here? Vote. Now, if you guys don't, you don't pick one, I'll probably pick one myself. Well, the VXX is on the right. That was good given. Good. I just want to know what stock that you guys might want to put there, whether it's Seagate Technology, whether we're looking, and in fact that short that Stocker did now turned into a long. Deckers. Facebook or Twitter. Okay, let's go look at each of those. I'm looking at them offline. It looks like Twitter's going nowhere. Let's look at Splashbook here. All right, this is a 5-minute chart, and this is overnight, and there's some regular trading hours, but all right, I'll leave this puppy up and let you guys figure out what you want to do with it. Alan, there isn't one at the moment. Remember the Top Gun trading, the futures was where we were at. So most of the videos I've made over the last 3 or 4 months, since May, 9 months, 6 months, they're all futures related. Now, are you talking about, when you say review a live trading session and the process I just explained, are you talking about options? Because I've never explained that before. I've done it before, but I've never explained it before. So I don't have one out there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here, and I'm going to render this and post it up.